Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tarot with Titania reading of the week for April 10th to the 18th, 2026. I invite you to close your eyes and take 3 nice deep breaths with me, pulling your energy back into this present now moment. Breathing together across time and space, adding our energy unto each other's. Co-create and pull in this reading of the week so that we find out what it is that we most need to know for this week, for ourselves personally, and for our collective human family. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with all of your children, now and in the future, as we co-create this reading of the week for April 10th to the 18th, 2026. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information we most need to receive right now, and to provide this in a manner that we will easily and effortlessly hear, understand, and integrate for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good. I call upon my higher self and the higher selves of all those listening, as well as an overlighting angel of communication, to be present and facilitate this exchange, ensuring that it happens in the highest and best way possible, and that we cover all that is in our personal and our collective heart and mind at this time to our satisfaction in this window that we have together here today. I'd like to thank the overlighting Deva of Heart's Home for grounding me and holding me today as I do this reading as the foundation for our collective experience. I'd also like to invite the 4 archangels to come and hold the 4 directions around us, creating a sacred container of clarity, of wisdom, of healing, of insight, of transformation, of peace. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. Okay, let's get into this week's reading, shall we? Okay, Creator, what is it that we most need to know for our personal and our collective highest and greatest good as we navigate the coming week so that we may be at our best, find our authentic and truthful path forward, leaning into our yes, into our wisdom, into our discernment. What is it that's most helpful for us to know this week, please, for our highest and greatest good, and that of all those who know us, and of course for this beautiful planet as well. Okay. We start with the card of generosity, the 6 of Pentacles. And as we know, pentacles are everything that has anything to do with making it amazing to be in a human body here on this earth at this time. It's home, it's family, it's comfort, it's food, it's nature, it's relationship, it's community, it's money, it's business. It covers all the spectrum of the earth element. And generosity is the energy of flowing our energy out into the world and having it come back and bless us multiple times over. When we're generous with our energy, we get into right relationship with our environment. Now, generosity does not imply emptying your tank. We don't ever have to empty our tank to be generous. When we take good care of ourselves, our cups naturally overflow out into the world around us. And so it's important to remember this, that yes, generosity is a beautiful, wonderful, flowing, expansive state. And by taking care of ourselves and by making sure our cups are full, we can then be that clearing for that beautiful generosity into the field of others and create this heaven on earth that we're all part of. We're all here as individual co-creators, but we can co-create something magnificent when we're happy and healthy and resilient and our cup flows out into that of the lives around us. The present card, sorry about that, is the Fool. Lovely card of the Fool. And in the present, it's reminding us to be enthusiastic, to be eagerly awaiting the surprises and delight that the universe has in store for us. We're to be like little children, eager for the adventure, even though we don't know where we're going or where we're going to wind up. Just knowing that there's something new and expansive before us is really, really important. And that's where we sit. We can get into doom and gloom and worry about where we're going, or we can say, we've never been here before. Where is this going to take us? And know that as we lean into our enthusiasm and our excitement, we're pulling things towards us that will incite more enthusiasm and excitement. It's like the gratitude practice, where the more we feel gratitude, the more we receive things, and the more we find that we are blessed, because that's what we're giving our attention to. Similar to that with the Fool, being eager as to what will come our way, being open to that possibility, pulls more of the same towards it. So Major Arcana, the Fool, it's a beautiful day, stepping out into the adventure. Not exactly knowing where we're going to wind up, but it's going to be wonderful. Eagerly anticipating this. And the near future, the Hierophant, the inner teacher. So as we move through this, we're connecting with the broader, wiser part of us. That's what this card represents. That we all have access to that wisdom that is within us, the source energy, our connection to all that is within. And when we take good care of ourselves and we are leaning into our eagerness and our delight, we come into right relationship with that flow of energy that is coming through us out into the world from this core centered place. So this week, as we're moving through our week, we're moving into more of a relationship with that broader, wiser part of us. And by leaning into that, we have the insights, the distinctions, the wisdoms, the manifestations that make it easier for us to be here in our bodies at this time doing this life. But we're setting the stage. We're taking good care of our beautiful bodies. We're being eager and open and willing to take the journey, to live into the transformation. Because that connection to the broader, wiser part of us is what's going to help us to manifest the beautiful world we've all come to be part of. So it all flows this week. These major arcanas, this important work that we're doing that serves our highest. Being eager and leaning into our wisdom, our connection to source. And that could be meditation, that could be walks in nature, that can be various practices that bring us home to ourselves, home to our bodies, grounded, present, but also connected and spacious and receiving of the insight. And it's not something like we can cultivate it. Absolutely. That's what all of the ancient practices are about. They're cultivating our connection to this field of energy and life force that we all have access to. But it's not hard. I think sometimes as humans we make it harder than it is. Just being still, peaceful and still, gets us access to this. And we can do that in many different ways. Playing an instrument, just being in nature, maybe doing some knitting, maybe doing some cooking. Whenever you're happy and settled and peaceful, you're in that flow state and the insights can land. So remember, we don't have to make it hard for that connection to be possible. The foundation card is the Justice card, middle card of the major arcana. And I like to sometimes call this the karma card, because as we live into our lives, what we're putting out into our lives is what we're going to get back amplified. So it's really important for us to do our good life and our good work well, to be the best version of ourselves that we can be, because then we're inviting more of the same. So yeah, maybe it's selfishly motivated, but what's true is what works for us, coming from that authentic, congruent place, is often adding unto the experiences of those around us. When we're in right relationship with ourselves and our broader, wiser self, we take action that's different than when we're not connected and we're shut down and we're defensive or upset. So the karma card is the foundation card. It's why we're having the reading this week. And it's remembering that what we're doing is creating the foundation upon which we will walk. How we're being right now. This is the path that we're laying for our future. So how are we being right now? This coming back to this delight, this willingness to be surprised and delighted by life. If we adopt this practice or this way of being in the world, then that is how the path will be laid. There will be surprises and delights as we go along. And that will serve us because it takes us into more yes. It takes us into more beauty. It takes us into more harmony and grace and ease and flow. It's all part of the yes. But we can also create in another way. I don't project that here because, well, we take care of ourselves. We lean into our connection to source energy, noticing the beauty and the magnificence all around us and grateful for it because that raises our frequency. And as a result, we get into better connection with our heart self, the connection to source energy, the broader, wiser part of us within. And as a result, life flows more effortlessly and easily. And we can all adopt this. Yes, the breath is essential. Dropping into those beautiful bodies, being here now, doing real things in the world. Maybe spending a little bit less time on the technology and more with your hands in the soil to be present in your real world, real time. Maybe making food for some loved ones. I don't know what it is that brings you to that state, but by unplugging from screens and being more in the real world, that helps us. That helps us to have more harmony and balance and to create something more magnificent because that virtual world is ungrounded. It's not real. Physically, we're not part of it. It just exists in our minds. And we came here to be in our bodies. So it's really, really important as much as possible to be in your body. Move through the world in your body. Be here now and do real things. And that will seed your future with beautiful, harmonious, lovely energy. So the Justice card. We got to be doing things the way we want things to be done. Do unto others as you would have do unto you. The golden rule. That quality of energy. Be that change that we want to see in the world. Be that clearing. Coming from enthusiasm. And helping each other to stay on target. We all have our worries about how things are going because it's a crazy, crazy world. I think we can all agree on that. And it's also a beautiful world. And it's full of people who have wonderful hearts, who care deeply, who are doing magnificent things, who are creating fabulous solutions because they're connected to that broader, wiser part of themselves. And so they're living that into the world. So there's beautiful opportunity all around us. We just need to look for it. And if we pull our attention out of the virtual world and come back to the real one, we will see goodness all around us. I think that's pretty clear. Let's move on to the card to grow on, shall we? And so just reminding us, I think, that we are the drivers of our destiny and we can do a lot more than we realize. But it does take our participation, our being here now, moving through life with intention and attention. Creator, what is it that we need to know this week, please, in service to our highest and greatest good and that of everyone whose life we touch? Our card to grow on, please, for this week, April 10th to the 18th, 2026. And here we have the Death card. And of course, if you've been following me for a while or any other tarot people, you'll know that the Death card, although it can mean physical endings, it often means new life. Because for new life to happen, sometimes the old really has to be done. And so from those closed doors, that finale, that finish, we open new ones. We move into more love and light. We move forward into more opportunities, more beauty, more harmony. And there are things that just need to be done. Like the caterpillar. So it crawls around on those leaves and it's munching on leaves and it's a more tedious and difficult existence. It spins a cocoon when the time comes and metamorphoses. When it emerges from that cocoon, it's still the same life being, but it's transformed. It has wings. It flies from flower to flower and sips nectar. That's the quality of the transformation that the Death card represents. A true ending of one thing and a new beginning, new life, new possibility space. So our card to grow on this week is remembering that new life comes from endings. As we're living through the demolition of the renovation, and we just think, how can it get any worse? And it seems to, according to what we're being fed on social media and in the news, our level of anxiety can go up if we give our attention to that, but it doesn't serve anyone. So ask yourself, where would your energy be best served? Nourishing the next piece of life, or feeding that dying dinosaur that's thrashing around in the background? I think we can line up with that new life by being in our own experience and lining up with our new life, with our yes, with what is next for us. Whatever that looks like, coming home to that well-being, that peace, that grounding that can come from that new possibility space. And remembering that metaphor of caterpillar into butterfly. Because if we as humanity are changing, and I believe we are, a caterpillar cannot imagine what the life of a butterfly will be like. And I think that's where we find ourselves. We have no idea what's coming. So, in eager anticipation for the wonders and delights that will arise soon, we need to stay optimistic and positive, and perhaps grieve for the past, grieve for what was. That's a very natural part of our human experience. It helps us to release and to pull our energy in a little bit. But before we do that, we have to honor it and mourn it and let it go. So if you're in that state, my heart is with you. And take the time that you need. Be good to yourself. Keep breathing. Keep taking care of yourself, because there's new life coming. And you need to be strong and healthy and well for it, so that you can enjoy and be surprised and delighted by the unfolding of life beyond our wildest imaginings. And so, the Death New Life card, that's our card to grow on this week. Letting go of the old, saying goodbye, making our peace with it, thanking it, appreciating it, having gratitude for what was, because it is the foundation upon which we are building. So, one must love it. And so it is. And with that, let's come home to ourselves, to our wisdom, to our beautiful bodies. With the breath, allowing ourselves to be deeply here now. We are where we are. We're having the thoughts and the experiences and the distinctions that we're having. And we're growing and changing every day. And there are new opportunities to connect, to come home to ourselves, to connect to that broader, wiser part of us, and to live into a more expressed and uplifted version of ourselves. Unplugging perhaps more from the virtual world and coming home to the real world, the people in our experience, our own experience, our hearts, our bodies. What do we need to stay well, healthy, grounded, thoughtful, creative, generative? What do we need right now as individuals? And when we stop and we breathe and we think, we will be inspired. Certainly being outside in this glorious sunshine is one of the best things we could be doing at this time. In moderation, of course, but understanding that the sun is nourishing us. It provides us with all the energy on the planet that we have, whatever form it's in, whether it's antique or new. And it nourishes us, not just physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It is a very important aspect of our humanness and our experience on this planet. So connecting with the sun and the sunlight on your skin is really, really helpful. And connecting with the water, the air, just being more present, more here now. Breathing into your nowness and what is good. And expressing appreciation and gratitude for it all. We're sending love and light from our peaceful hearts out into the world. Our goodness nourishes the human family and beyond. Creator, I want to thank you for this opportunity to do this good work this week. I want to thank all those who helped support us and all those who've gathered here this week. May we rise together and become real together and create magnificently from our now moments wherever we are on this planet. Much love and light. Take good care of yourselves. Bask in the beauty and the joy wherever you find it, and it will become bigger. That is the power of our attention, and be a blessing for all of us. Much love and light. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.